Vande Mataram children, I Mr. Basavaraj Nipani welcome you all to Sir Kalam Tutorial YouTube education channel. Dear children, as you all know, in my previous video class, we have finished chapter number first of democratic politics. First, that is, what is democracy and why democracy. In today's video class, we are going to start new lesson, that is chapter number 2 of your civic syllabus, that is constitutional design. So in this lesson, we are going to discuss how the Indian Constitution is designed and what are the measures followed by the leaders of our country to design the Indian Constitution. And what are the important topics we are going to study through this lesson. Let us glance over the screen here. So dear guys, in this lesson we are going to study some important topics such as overview. Second main topic is democratic constitution in South Africa, and two subtopics are like this: struggle against apartheid and towards a new constitution. Third main topic, why do we need constitution? Fourth main topic, making of the Indian Constitution, in which we are going to study two more subtopics such as the path to constitution and the constituent assembly. And fifth main topic, that is guiding values of the Indian Constitution, in which we are going to study subtopics such as the dream and the promise, philosophy of the Constitution, and institutional design. So these are some important topics which we are going to study in this lesson, and we are going to understand how Indian Constitution is designed and what is exactly Constitution and what is the importance of Constitution for any democratic country. So let us start this lesson. We noted in the previous chapter that in a democracy the rulers are not free to do what they like. Dear children, as you all know, in previous class we have discussed about democracy and features of democracy and various functions of rulers and how rulers are elected. And we have also come to know that in democracy rulers are not permanent and rulers are not having all the powers to do whatever they wish. There are some certain rules which must be followed by rulers as well as citizens. Means nobody is a permanent ruler and nobody is a permanent loser, and nobody is having superior power here. All the citizens of the country and all the rulers who rule the country are having some basic rights, and they are also having some basic responsibilities, and they have to follow some certain rules and regulations which are set by the country and the government that we have studied in the previous class. So there are certain basic rules that the citizens and the government have to follow. All such rules together are called constitution. So then what do we mean by constitution? There are some certain basic rules and regulations which must be followed by each and every single citizen. They might be rulers or they might be normal citizens. They must follow rules, laws and regulations which are set by the government. All such basic rules are together called constitution. As the supreme law of the country, and constitution is also called the supreme law of the country. The constitution determines the rights of the citizens. And what does the constitution provide? Constitution provides some basic rights for the citizens, and it also provides some powers to the government, and it also gives some suggestions and guiding values how the government should function. So this is what mainly done by constitution. Constitution provides rights to citizens. Constitution sets some rules and regulations that how government should be functioned and how government should run. So this is what we see in constitution, that may be in our Indian constitution or that may be in any other democratic constitution. So guys, in this chapter we are going to ask some questions and we are going to get some answers, such as how constitution is designed and why do we need constitution, how are the constitution drawn up, and mainly who designs the constitution, in what way they design the constitution. And one more important question we are going to ask in this lesson, that is what are the important values that shape the constitutions in democratic states? And one more important question, that is, once a constitution is accepted by the people, can we make changes later as required by the changing conditions? So once we drawn up the constitution, once constitution is accepted by all the people of the country, are there any chances to correct the constitution? Are there any chances to change the constitution according to the future conditions? So we are going to get answer for all these questions. So now let us begin this chapter. One recent instance of designing constitution for democratic state is that of South Africa. Here we shall try to understand what is constitutional design and what is the importance of constitution and how constitutions are designed for democratic countries through a small story of South Africa. We begin this chapter by looking at what happened there and how the South African went about this task of designing their constitution. Then we turn to how the Indian constitution was made, what is the foundational values are, and how it provides a good framework for the conduct of citizens' life and that of the government. So in this chapter we are going to discuss, and we are going to begin this chapter by discussing the small story of South African constitution, how South African people struggled, fought, and finally they were successful in getting new constitution for their country. And after this we shall study how Indian constitution is made. And at the end of the chapter we are going to study what are the guiding values of Indian constitution, and we shall also learn how constitution is very, very important for the citizens in any democratic country. So now let us begin a first topic of this lesson, that is democratic constitution in South Africa. Here we shall study how constitution was drawn up in South Africa and what were the struggles behind adopting new constitution in South Africa. That can be studied through first topic. Let us move forward. On the screen you can see a person. I hope you are guessing who is he. I hope you are guessing the right answer. He is Nelson Mandela. So Nelson Mandela gives a statement. Let us read his statement. Once again you can see here we have Nelson Mandela, and here the statement which is given by Nelson Mandela. Let me read. I have fought against white domination and I have fought against black domination. I have, here there is a spelling error, please correct it. I have cherished the ideal of democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal which I hope to live for and to achieve, but needs be it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die. This is one of the important statement which has been given by Nelson Mandela, who was the freedom fighter of South African country. Who was the freedom fighter of South Africa, and he was a good friend of the father of our nation, that is Mahatma Gandhiji. So now let us study what is the story about Nelson Mandela. So this was the statement which was given by Nelson Mandela, who was being tried for treason by the white South African government. So Nelson Mandela, who was a freedom fighter, who was a South African freedom fighter and the friend of Mahatma Gandhiji, was tried for treason. Means he was tried for treachery act. He was betrayed by the white South African government. Means white South African government means what? In South Africa there was a government which was ruled by white people, and those white people and the white people's government treated Nelson Mandela very badly. For what? Because he was fighting against white minority. He was fighting against white minority. He had lot of struggles and movements against white minority. Why he was fighting against them? Let us study here. He and 7 other leaders were sentenced to life imprisonment in the year 1964. In the year 1964, he was sentenced to jail. He was sentenced lifetime imprisonment. Not only he, along with there were 7 other leaders who were sentenced to jail or imprisonment by the South African government, which was ruled by white minority. Why? Because he was daring to oppose the apartheid regime in his country. There was a system of rule in South Africa when South Africa was ruled by white people, that was called apartheid. Apartheid was a system which was followed by white Africans. So he was against that rule, he was against that system, he was against that regime, and some of the other leaders were supporting him. So when all these leaders and Nelson Mandela were against the white Africans' rule, they sentenced him to life imprisonment in the year 1964. Life imprisonment in the sense, till the end of his life he should be in jail only. That was the punishment which was given by white minority, white rulers to Nelson Mandela. And he spent the next 28 years in South Africa's most dreaded prison in Robben Island. He was put in Robben Island. Robben Island means this is the name of the place in which the jail was situated in South Africa. So he was in prison from almost 1964 to 1989, almost 28 years he was in jail. Then how he became free from the jail and why he became free from the jail, that can be discussed here. That can be studied through one more important topic, that is struggle against apartheid. So let us first try to understand what is apartheid rule, apartheid system. Apartheid was the name of a system of racial discrimination unique to South Africa. This is a system of rule which was followed by white minority in South Africa. In general meaning, apartheid system means racial separation or racial discrimination. Means there was a segregation of white people, black people and colored people. So as white minority people had lot of powers and privileges in their hand, they discriminated black people, Negro people and other people. Only white people enjoyed all the kinds of privileges, all the kinds of freedom and liberty in South Africa, and black people were discriminated, they were not given any privileges. That is what we call as apartheid system, which was followed by white minority. The white Europeans imposed the system on South Africa during the 17th and the 18th century. White minorities imposed this apartheid system on black people and other colored people who lived in South Africa. The trading companies from Europe occupied with arms and force in the way they occupied India. But unlike India, a large number of whites had settled in South Africa and became the local rulers. So as you all know, even we were under the clutches of British rule, we were under the clutches of colonial rulers before 1947. In the same way, even in South Africa, the white Europeans occupied their place in South Africa and they went to South Africa in purpose of business, but after establishing their business, they occupied their place in South Africa by their force, by their power and by their richness and by their army. And they treated white people very badly, black people very badly, as they treated Indians in India. And this system of apartheid divided the people and labeled them on the basis of their skin color. Immediately after establishing their power in South Africa, white people divided the people according to their colors, according to their skin color. They made black people to live in separate area, they made mixed color people to live in separate area, and they had separate regime for white people. Means they separated people according to their skin color. They discriminated people on the basis of their skin color. The native people of South Africa are black in color, and the people who were native from South Africa, they were in black color. They were also called Negro people. They made up about 3/4 of the population. Means they were in majority. The black people were in majority. They made up about 3/4 of the population, and they were in majority, and they were called blacks as well as Negroes. Besides these, there were other two group of people who were mixed races, who are also called colored people. They were some of the other people, they were called colored people. Colored people means they were neither white nor black. They were in brown color, as we all are Indians. So Indian people are neither black nor white. We are in mixed color, that is, we are in brown color. People who migrated from India, means many of the people migrated from India and they settled in South Africa, and they were also separated as one group. So means according to this racial discrimination, we can find three important groups lived in South Africa during 1964. That is white color people, black color people, and mixed color people. Mixed color people were migrated from India. The white rulers treated all non-whites as inferiors, and the non-whites did not have voting rights. And here the white minority and the white rulers treated all the non-white people, means black people and mixed color people, as inferiors, and they did not give any privileges, they did not give any opportunities, and even these people had no voting rights also. And now let us try to understand the broader meaning of apartheid system. The apartheid system was particularly oppressive for the blacks. So this system was oppressive. Oppressive means all the kinds of laws were imposed on only black people and colored people, but white people were fully free and they fully had all the privileges and liberties, and black people were forbidden from living in white areas. Especially black people did not allow to enter into white areas in the sense where white people were living. They were disallowed to enter the area of white people only because as they were in black color. They could work in white areas only if they had a permit, and they can go and they can work in the plantations of white minority, and they can go and work in mansions of white minority only if they had a permission. So means if black people had to enter in white areas, they had to get the permission of white people, and they also had no chances to enter into different kinds of places such as in trains, buses, taxis, hotels, hospitals, schools and colleges, and public libraries, cinema halls, theaters, and beaches, swimming pools, public toilets were all separate for the whites and blacks. So you could imagine how there was a racial discrimination followed by white minority and how it was totally oppressive on black people in South Africa. So in South Africa during 1960, all white people and black people had a separate system of life. They had separate libraries, they had separate cinema theaters, separate buses, separate taxis, separate autos, separate swimming pools, separate schools, separate hotels. So they were totally separated from one group to another. You got my point? So means only because of their skin color, black people were treated as they were inferiors. They had no any kind of rights. So there was untouchability system also. Even white people were not going to touch black people. This was called segregation. This system is also called segregation. They could not even visit the churches where whites worshipped, and even black people had no chance to enter churches. They had no chance to enter temples. If white people are worshipping, if white people are praying, there was no chance for black people to enter the temples as well as churches. So in this way they were treated very, very badly. Blacks could not form associations or protest against the terrible treatment, and even black people had no liberty and freedom to form associations, and they also had no chances to form trade unions, protests, struggles, and strikes against this kind of terrible treatment which was imposed by white people. So this was the condition of black people and colored people in South Africa. So now let us study, was this vanished there? Was this vanished there? Did black people became free or what? Let us see here. Since 1950, the blacks and colored Indians fought against the apartheid system. It doesn't mean black people were silent against this rule, against apartheid system. They started their struggles, they started their movements, and they were always claiming for their rights and privileges, and they always had fights against white rulers. Not only black people, even people who were colored, such as Indian people who migrated from India and living in South Africa, both together started fights against white minority. They had fights against apartheid system, and they launched protest marches and strikes, and they had lot of strikes, they had lot of movements, and they also had lot of protests. And this protest and strikes were led by African National Congress. African National Congress. This is the new political party which was launched by black people and black people and colored people in South Africa against apartheid system. African National Congress, ANC, was the umbrella organization that led the struggle against the policies of segregation. Segregation means racial separation or racial discrimination. This included many workers' unions. So here, who were people involved in this African National Congress? There were a lot of workers' unions, factory workers' unions, people who were working in plantations, people who were working in big mansions, people who were working in fields of the white people. All such people had their unions, they had their associations and organizations, and all these people included in this political party. And the Communist Party, and there was one more party, that is Communist Party of Africa, that also included African National Congress. And many sensitive whites also joined the ANC to oppose apartheid system. So many of white people, some white people who were good people, who had good heart, they also joined this movement and this political party, and they also fought against white rulers only. Several countries denounced the apartheid as unjust and racist. Not only black people of Africa and colored and some few white people of Africa, all over the world, many of the countries who were against this apartheid system, they gave their support to African National Congress to fight against white minority in South Africa. But the white racist government continued the rule by detaining, torturing and killing thousands of black and colored people. Even though having lot of struggles, movements and strikes and protests by black people against white minority, white people had lot of powers, white people had lot of money, they had lot of army, and they had lot of availabilities through which they tortured, they killed, and they treated all the black people very badly, and they are all not ready to give freedom and opportunities, privileges for black people in South Africa. This is all about apartheid system. So in my next class we shall discuss about one more important topic of this lesson, that is towards a new constitution. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Thank you for watching this video.